Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's had a great day. Hope everybody has a good night and a blessed tomorrow. My name is Jewel, and this is the Tropical Update. Now, I got a lot to talk about. I'm going to do it just as fast as I can. But I do encourage everyone to watch and listen to everything in this video. It's very, very important. Okay, here we have this system here, disturbance number 1. Over here in the Atlantic. Now, that's still a low-pressure system. It's over the eastern tropical Atlantic, more than 1,000 miles east of the Lesser Antilles. Now, shower and thunderstorm activity decreased somewhat this morning, but new activity is now forming near the system's center of circulation. Now, if these storms persist, then advisories would likely be initiated on a tropical depression later today or tonight. I'm thinking more like tonight, maybe early tomorrow morning. I could be off on my timing. Even if a depression does not form by tonight, environmental conditions are expected to become a little more conducive for development while this system moves west-northwestward around 15 miles per hour during the next couple of days. All of the conditions are expected to become less conducive for development by the end of the week. Now, in 2 days, it's 90%. 5 days, it's 90% also. Now, let's look at the satellite. As we look at the latest satellite data, you can see it's kind of a small storm, folks. Look at it. It's just right here, okay? Kind of a small storm. Now, there is that small window that it can develop stronger. But I don't think it's going to make a difference right now. Everybody in the island areas, I'll say it, all in here, you guys need to keep up with this big time. When I say big time, you know how things can change so quickly. So just make sure you're aware of what's going on. But I think it's going to run up this way. Okay? Let me do that over. Let's just take that off right quick. Let's say it'll move like this. I think it's going to go up northward a little bit. And then boom. When it does that, it's going to start to deteriorate. You see dry air. You see the lighter dry air here. And also, wind shear is going to be one of its biggest problems. So, if it doesn't start going just westerly, I think we're going to be okay. You're probably going to get some rain out of it. And then when it does get up here, we've got a low pressure that's going to be coming off, and it's going to pull it right on up and out, and away it will go. But we have another system over here, okay? We're going to have to watch it too really closely. It's much bigger than this, as you can see, and it might have a little bit of chance of forming. Now, it depends on how fast it travels. I'm telling you folks right now, these are warm-up storms for what's to come. That's why it's so important you watch this video in its entirety. I have a feeling after August 24th, everybody's going to need to look out. And I'm talking the Gulf Coast states all the way up the eastern seaboard and all of this area. So let's continue. For everybody for the eastern Pacific areas, here we have Alida. Winds now 100 miles per hour with a barometric pressure of 975 millibars. Tracking 21.3 north, 113.8 west. It is moving northwest at 14 miles per hour. Now, we have this system showing up now and this system showing up. But let's see what shows up in the next 5 days. As you can see, we have 3. We have, don't count Alida, okay? This is a totally different system here. So Disturbance number 1, it is indicating that it's poorly defined low pressure right now. It's associated with a elongated area of disturbed weather, and it's around 1,300 miles southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Additional development is expected, though, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the next few days, and this system should move slowly westward toward the central Pacific Basin during the next several days. 40% chance 2 days, 70% chance in 5 days. And don't worry, all my Hawaiian friends, I'm going to be looking out and keeping you posted. Now, we have disturbance number 2. It's disturbed weather a few hundred miles southwest of the Gulf of Tepeque, and an area of low pressure is forecast to develop from this system well south or southwest of the southwestern coast of Mexico in a couple of days. Now, these conditions also appear conducive for development, and this system will likely become a tropical depression late this week or over the weekend while it moves west-northwestward. It has a 20% in 2 days and an 80% in 5 days. And then, last but not least, disturbance number 3. This low pressure area is expected to form in a few days over the far eastern portion of the basin to the south of the coast of Central America. Now, gradual development of this system is also possible, and a tropical depression could form this weekend while it moves generally west-northwestward. It's got a 0 chance in 2 days, but it has a 40% chance in 5 days. Now, why did I say I think after August 24th we need to look out? Well, most of the dry air, once again, is going to start to disintegrate slowly but surely. We won't have that Saharan dry dust as much, and wind shear is going to start to die down some. Now, the ACE is going to go off the chain this year, folks, the ACE index. And I've got this little graph here for you to see right quickly, and I want you to see Irma back in 2017, the highest ACE was 64.9. You know how bad that was. Then we had Hurricane Isabel. That came my way. It was a Category 5, 63.3. I just want you to look at these numbers right quick, because just take a look at what I'm going to show you. Now, there's 3 main reasons why it's going to hype up, folks. 1, the increased likelihood for this all above normal possibility to extremely active hurricane season goes to the atmospheric and oceanic conditions, as you can see. The main development region, which is the MDR. They're even more conducive to the hurricane formation than was predicted just a few months ago in May. The MDR spans the tropical Atlantic and Caribbean Sea, and it's looking like the conditions include exceptionally warm Atlantic sea surface temperatures, as we know, a stronger West African monsoon, a weaker vertical wind shear, as I was just telling you, lower surface air pressure, and weaker trade winds, and more conducive wind patterns coming off of Africa. Number 2, we have a very high likelihood of La Nina. Remember, I talked about La Nina in the very beginning, before hurricane season even kicked off. I told you I thought it was going to be a La Nina, and that is what it's looking like it's going to be. And the models, number 3, are now predict even a more active season than they did back in May, along with a higher potential for an extremely active season. Now, the above normal probability of major hurricanes. I'm just talking major hurricanes. Everything we've had up to now is a preview of what possibly may be on the way. This is not to scare you. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just trying to let you know I have this feeling some very tough hurricanes are going to happen. Now, these are the major hurricanes striking the U.S. coastline that's predicted from Colorado State University. Now, it's giving a 74% chance of a major Category 3 or greater hurricane making landfall along the entire coast of the continental U.S., a 49% chance along the East Coast and the Florida Peninsula, a 48% chance along the Gulf Coast, and a 63% chance in the Caribbean. These probabilities are roughly 15% above the averages for the last century. Now, I have given you this link before, but if you misplaced it, you didn't put it somewhere, I suggest you highly do so if you live on a coastal area from the Gulf Coast to the eastern coast, okay? That's what I suggest you do. Now, this goes, you can see you can move the map all around this. Where I have it set right now, you can go to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands also. I'm going to put the link down here. You can go to Hawaii, and you can get it in Hispaniola also if you need it. But see, it moves all the way up so you can see. This is a storm surge map. Now, it's set on a Category 1 right now. Let's make the map bigger. And of course, you know I'm going to go over here to where I live right quick. Just as an example. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Won't get it big, but you can get it right down to your household, okay? It doesn't matter. You can get it right down. Now, when we put it on a Category 2, you see how it changes? And where I live actually starts to turn red, okay? Now, these colors, what they mean. 3 feet above ground is blue. 3 to 6 feet is yellow. 6 feet above is orange. And if it turns red, it's 9 feet above ground. The surge, my friends. Look at the Category 2. You'll see the colors change. We'll make it a little bigger. Let it get a little bit plainer. You can see I live right here. This is all red. With a Category 3, I'm already messed up. With a Category 4, look at that. And we go to a Category 5. My goodness. Well, at a Category 3, it's already from my house to 264 Interstate. With a Category 3. And part of the interstate's washed out. Catastrophic 4 and 5. Look at all of these areas, folks. And you can see, and if you move on down, look down in here. We'll get up into the news, all of this area. I won't dwell on this, but please, 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 make sure you save this link. Click Show More, and the link will be below. I want to thank everybody who subscribed, all my new ones, and all of my regular faithful ones. I love you all so much. Thank you very, very much. If you haven't subscribed and you're into daily weather forecasts, severe weather forecasts, tropical weather and hurricane forecasts, please click subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you check off all to ensure that you get all my videos when I put them out. I would greatly appreciate it, and I know more than likely then you would be getting all of my videos. Now, this is the European model. Just one model. You have to use them all, as you've heard me say. You have to go through all these formulas and do this and that. But we're just going to take a gander at the European model right now. And this is disturbance number 1. Right here. You can see it doesn't look like a whole lot of actions going on right now. We'll turn on pressure gradient right quick, and we will see what it's looking like right now. It's not even, it's just this little system. It don't even have a low pressure road on it, okay? So we'll move it on up. This is set, by the way, for 4 p.m. today. We'll move up to around 12 noon tomorrow. Now, this is when it could start to intensify. As you see, the barometric pressure is starting to drop somewhat. This is when it could start to form. At this time, we will check the winds. I don't think they'll be too bad. Has one little quadrant up here, and the sustained winds are 28 miles per hour. So we'll go to the wind gust. Wind gusts are a little bit more here. They're up to 39 miles per hour. That's tropical storm force. It could be named Josephine. Like I said, I thought it was going to be tomorrow, and I'm checking this with you for the first time right now. I'm checking it with you. I really thought all along it might be tonight, but I think it will be tomorrow. And this is looking like sometime around lunchtime for this. So let's just go back to see what the rain's looking like in it at this time. Now let's move it up to around 3 a.m. on Thursday morning. It's still a low pressure, still hanging out. Not a lot of terrific rain in it at all. We'll see what the sustained winds are. They're still looking not too bad at all. 30 miles per hour. Everybody can handle that. Let's see what the wind gusts are like. Still got that little quadrant where they're higher here. 36 miles per hour. Well, that's not tropical storm force, but it could be higher in some other quadrants. So we're going to move it on along now. We're at 3 a.m. Thursday. Let's go to 9 p.m. Thursday evening. And you can see it is starting to get kind of tore apart a little as it's beginning to approach the islands. Let's go to around 11 a.m. Friday morning. Still hanging on to that low pressure. It doesn't look like it has all that much rain at this point. The wind right now, sustained wind, hanging on at around 29 mile per hour sustained winds. We'll check wind gust right quick. Might be a little heavier right in here. 45 mile per hour. Still a tropical storm force if this proves out to be true. Remember, once again, we have to have many things we go by. We can't just go by one model, but the European model I kind of favor it. Also, if you notice, we've got two more areas that are coming off the coast of Africa we're going to have to watch very carefully. So this is Friday at 11 a.m. We'll move up to Saturday at 11 a.m. 24 hours later. See how it started to move up, going kind of northwesterly of the islands. That's a good thing. Got a little bit of rain down in the southern section. Barometric pressure keeps falling. I'm really curious to see if the winds are still looking the same for sustained winds. 33 miles per hour. Wind gust. They're still looking about the same also at 47 miles per hour. So it's hanging on a little bit longer according to this particular model. But I still say, let's move up to Sunday. We'll go 24 more hours up at around 11. And there, in between Saturday evening and night and the first part of Sunday is going to start to tear up right there. As I explained to you, it was going to hit that dry air and wind shear. That's what's going to happen to it. This is nothing but a rainmaker now. And if you can tell, of course, we have this high pressure here. It's kind of along this granite here, but we have a low pressure here. And this low pressure, believe it or not, is going to come off the coast of North and South Carolina. What's going to happen, no more strength than this has now. It's going to get sucked up in this and probably go on out with this low pressure here. So we'll hit Monday around 4 p.m., see where it's at. Boom, it's already got sucked up. A little bit of showers left over here. Nothing to worry about. Now, we don't want to go out any further on these other systems. I will keep my eyes on it. And I will keep my eyes on disturbance number 1 out here also. Do not worry. But please, folks, once again, I didn't tell you any of this stuff to scare you, but I'm just telling you this could be a year of some very severe hurricanes. Once again, the link will be below for the storm surge, and if you live anywhere along the Gulf Coast states, and up and down the entire eastern seaboard, I would suggest that you click that link and you save that so you can look at the storm surge for exactly where you live and compare as to what you may get with a certain category of a hurricane. Everybody stay safe. I'm on this. Do not worry. I love you all so much, and I thank you so much for everything you do for me. Have a good evening, a safe evening, and a blessed evening. And peace, love, and kindness to each and every one of you. Thanks so much for watching.